Morning. Welcome to Reaper Suburban Homestead. I'm your boy Reaper. It is Wednesday, May 10th. Yeah. I don't know why I don't never know that. Wednesday, May 10th. It is today's Worm being Wednesday, right? It is currently 70 degrees. How are they supposed to be? 83. The low supposed to be 66. Like I said, it's Worm being Wednesday. Just kind of take a quick look around. Still prepping finishing up the last of the prep for the Canton Flea Market. Got some soil that we making. We call it Reaper's Living Soil. It will be for sale. Organic soil mixed with leaf mold and compost. Sprayed with worm tea. Compost and worm tea. The ginger's looking good, finally. The last two little ginger in the house are finally sprouted. Okra's looking alright. Alright. Got some potassium laying around. We didn't have some rain. We'll see what's popping though. I wanted Worm Man Wednesday to happen today. We're gonna have to today we're gonna do a quick walk around the garden, check stuff, and then I might have to drag that. That's what kind of start dragging it now. I'm coming back and picked it up with 2 hands. That's heavy. Alright. Everything looking good. Oh, Cammy. How you doing, Cammy? Looking good, gal. Looking good, gal. Gal was one of my granddaddy words. Hey, gal. Hey, gal. Miss old grandma. Alright. Tea of the day. Throat feeling kind of funky. I was outside, man. It's like, what the queen say the pollen was? It wasn't really, it was grass, I think she said. Grass pollen. Had me throat off. Throat feeling funky. Sinus throat off. But anyway, we got throat coat with eucalyptus. We got throat coat with slippery elm. We got passion. I just like the flavor of that passion. That passion gives everything a fruity flavor. It really does, right? Alright, we got some stuff. Right? Some bedding material and some food for the wounds. So what we're gonna do today is I have to check the garden, right? We're gonna just do a quick check. Just a quick little walk through and we're gonna jump on this worm bin. Cause we kind of starting off a worm bin today. We're gonna probably work like right out here cause the worm bin's up there. I ain't dragging this stuff that far for no reason. Ain't track that there. And we just check out what's going on in the garden. Yeah, that's just been sitting. I need to use that. The plan is to try to use that today in the garden. They need their weekly dose of antibiotics, if you want to call it that. Weekly dose of compost tea. That seed was in the compost mix. I know it was because I put compost in here. That Sweet 100 is, tied to the fence. I need to tie this one to the fence. I did bring my tape. Can't do that. We got to stay focused today, right? We just checking the health of stuff. See how stuff look. Everything's looking good. The zinnia, yeah. We'll be putting them in some beds and some pots pretty soon. Couple of Sweet 100s, couple of mint. This mint's finally started growing, baby. Ain't many of them, but they're growing. Alright. That's looking good. That's straight going to seed. We'll see how that work out. Cabbage is looking alright. Chocolate. Is it chocolate mint? Chocolate mint's looking good. Yeah, chocolate mint. Little deal up in this bed. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. That looks good. Birds in there playing around. They doing birdie things. Alright? They do. Man, I don't know about y'all. I've eaten the flowers to this deal. I saw my niece doing it. That is the most dilly explosion I've ever had. I see why she likes to eat the flowers. They are intensely dill. Intensely. Need to water these Brussels sprouts. We won't be taking anything in this bed. We won't be taking it with us. These are considered cool weather vegetables. The cabbage will probably do alright. But we hadn't sold a lot of cabbage. I don't know if people just don't like to buy it or if it's the wrong time of year to grow it. I mean, as you can see, we're growing it. So, I'm not sure. Yo, gang, what's good? Hey, what's funny? It don't even show that I got a viewer. So that's why I keep complaining about this app, man. Like, it says I've been going for 5 minutes, no viewers. And then you all of a sudden pop up in there. It's alright. I'm gonna keep talking to myself because I like talking to myself. But I ain't talking to myself no more. I know you here. What's good, bro? Hope you having a good morning. I hope Solo No Hun is doing well and the rest of the Mongo family. All right, let's quickly go through this so we can get back to the worm being baby. It's finish off worm being, start of worm being win. So you get to see how I start one with one already going. See my romaine, gotta pick it. See what it's doing. It's ready, and it's been 80 something degrees all week, at least the highs. So it's starting to. This gonna try to go to seed. Let's taste this, see if it's getting bitter already. It's not bitter. Hey, I just say like lettuce. But I definitely need to get it because that's what that means. When it start pushing out the center, pretty soon a stalk gonna come up and a flower gonna come up. It's delayed. Oh, okay, yeah, because now it's showing one viewer. All right, this bed is looking good. You know, I'm kind of upset that we didn't get flowers planted like we normally do. Normally I have sunflowers standing up a couple feet tall, but you know, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. I just ain't watered this yesterday. I was too busy with some other stuff. Y'all looking bad. You're looking thirsty. We're gonna have to get you straight. It's never accurate on viewer count until after the stream. Oh, your boy didn't know. Cause I was wondering how sometimes that thing say I had like 6-7 people in the stream, and I know I ain't super 3. But whatever. That's cool. All right, let's get this off just because it's discolored. It ain't doing this job as efficiently as it could. All right, I'm done with this. Had to look at my oregano, see how it regrew from me cutting it. Bouncing back like a champ. I bet we do that again another month probably. Just everything needs water. Like that's what I'm seeing in the bed. It just things look a little needing watery. All right. So the lemon balm, I think they pretty much are rooted. I see new growth. All right, now here's what we're finna do. I take a sip of that tea. I'm gonna set you guys down, and then we finna start. We are going to work on. What we gonna work though? Let's see what we gonna. Let's see. How's all this going? Let's turn it this way a little bit. I got these 2 lids on here. One of them has holes in it. The bottom one has holes. Now, it used to be screened over these holes to keep bugs out. What did I do? I silicone. That was a horrible way to try to do that. I need to find another way. I really do, because I would love for the bugs. I would love for flies not to be able to lay their eggs in here. I want this truly to be just a worm being. Now, if I had chickens or something though, that soldier fly larva would probably come in handy. I heard chickens eat them. Wait. It's just amazing cloud flare. This is what we're looking like. Now what we're gonna do is this compost is pretty much finished. It's kind of drying out. We won't be letting it stay out today because it's overcast. Need some heat, need some sun. Alright, now what we're gonna do is start a new bin in the bottom bin. So let me put you guys back down and let me go get the peat moss, and then we can kind of get started on this, because we are going to need some peat. I'll be right back. cool. His head cool. Alright. Just like to see it. Uh-oh. Can y'all see? Can y'all see? Hope y'all see. Worms in the new bin. So we see 2. That's all you're gonna need, right? I'm pretty sure there are more than 2. I hope there are more than 2. Yeah, I see more than 2. Worms are hermaphroditic. In other words, they are both male and female. And can switch sexes as needed. So all you need is 2 worms to have worms, right? Every 40 days, they double their population. Every day, they eat their weight in food. So what we're going to do is, we'll take this bottom bin, which I use to catch the leche. This is all the liquid that flows off the worm bin. It falls into this bottom bin. Y'all don't want to see me. Y'all trying to see this. Right? So we're going to clean this out, put it in there, as well as the worms. Everything but the little the little 1-bys. That's so the top bin doesn't sit flush against the bottom bin. See them falling off? That's them coming from the top, falling through the bottom. The bottom part of this has holes drilled in this hardware mesh, silicone on top of it. Alright, so what we're going to do is empty this into the top bin, refill this with peat moss, bedding material, which will be stripped up cardboard and some leaves. And then we add some food, which is, I think, mostly, looks soft, mostly what's left from us juicing. And then we'll start this bin. Now what'll happen, all the worms up here will migrate to the food. This will get this time to dry out. And as this is drying out, this new bin is establishing. So once this bin is dried out, we collect the compost, we empty the contents of this bin back into the first bin, and then we wait again. It's supposed to be like 3 months. I don't really try to keep my worms on no schedule. You know, probably should. They just produce what they produce when they produce. Alright. This is not going to be fun. I'm pretty sure this stuff is going to be heavy. It's wet. We're going to see. We're going to see. Maybe it ain't going to be that bad. It sounds like Rice Krispies. I wish I could hit it. It's like snap, crackling, and popping. I have no clue what that is. I guess the worms move it around. They actually make a noise. You know what? I'm gonna put y'all in and see if y'all can actually hear this. I hope y'all can hear that snap, crackle, pop. If not, my bad for having y'all upside down. Alright. I thought this bin was totally dead. This bin sat in the garage the entire summer last year. I never even moved it out. I thought for sure they died. Then again, maybe the worms did and the babies, the eggs live. Oh, this ain't bad. Slight smell because it's slightly anaerobic sitting in water underneath that, but not as bad as I was expecting. For real. And it has worms in it. Worms everywhere. There you go, gang. There you go, gang. Some worms, some red wigglers. Now I'm doing this by hand because I really feel like if I turn this bin over, it's just gonna all stick to itself and not really let go. Plus, anyway, I'm probably gonna put a handful of this back into the new bedding material just to inoculate the new bedding material. You know what? Why am I doing this? Let's just move this closer. Plenty of worms in this bin. Yeah. Just gotta feed you guys. Get y'all populations back cracked. It's warming up too. Alright. Now it doesn't really matter if I get out all the worms because all the worms gonna end up back in here anyway. So I left a few of them down there. Let y'all see what that looks like. Let you see what it looks like. I mean, it's just empty, right?
So we're gonna fill this up with, ain't gonna fill it up, about halfway fill with peat moss and those stripped up cardboard tubes, and there's some leaves in that bag. I wish I had a lawnmower with a bag catcher to run over the leaves to catch them, to shred them up and catch them, but I don't. So I kind of do a rough chop by hand. All right, first things first, we're gonna put these back down. All right. Now this is just gonna be the pain in the butt. This stuff is compressed, so breaking it up, probably should have got a check. Can we get one of these up a little bit? I think that might be good. We're gonna check this out. See if that's enough. Let me go grab a seat. Have a good body. Alright. And what I'm gonna do now is just, you saw how that peat moss came out in chunks, so I'm just breaking this up. Seeing if we have enough. We're gonna need to wet this down really, really good before we put the worms in. Because if you know anything about peat moss, it holds a lot of moisture. So to get the bed at the proper level of moisture to start out with, it's probably gonna require a good bit of water. And then at some point we'll make some charcoal, and then we'll add some charcoal to this as well as to the other worm beds. And whenever we redo the compost, we'll add it to there as well. It's charcoal in my mixes, charcoal that I make. Charcoal has a how to put this? Charcoal is like a bacterial hotel. Charcoal is filled with a whole bunch of little bitty holes that bacteria and stuff can live in once you inoculate it. So they said that 1 gram of charcoal has enough surface area, if you were to crush it down and spread it all out, as far as the little holes that's in it, will be enough surface area to cover a tennis court, which I think is like 260 square meters or something like that. That's a lot for like 1 gram, because 1 gram is probably tiny. So if I can make some of that, which I can, activate it by putting hot water on it, putting water on it while it's hot, and then inoculate it by letting it sit in the compost or the worm bin for several months. Then I can use it in the garden. It's filled with bacteria that the garden needs. Just make sure you inoculate it before you put it in your garden, because it soaks up stuff. So if you didn't fill it with something, it's gonna soak up what nutrients are in your garden. Everything's gonna turn yellow. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna kill your garden the first season while it's charging itself. We need to go a little bit more. No, you know what? We're gonna kind of keep this kind of small now that I think about it. And we'll increase it as the worm population increases. I may need to look into getting them on like a 3-month schedule so I can have compost every 3 months or something. I just usually don't rush them. I just let them do their thing. Like I said, I like set it and forget it type thing. I like things where I can just sit and then not worry about it, of course. Alright, that's looking alright. And then we're gonna jump in here. If I can not fall. Filled up in these strips of cardboard too. Yeah, I split these up myself. Yeah, I wish I had a shredder. Keep saying it. But yeah, I sit here with some scissors. I collect them for a while. Sit here with some scissors. And then I do that. Same thing with my edge. Now with this material, I am going to mix it. You know, mix this in with the peat moss. They will eventually eat this bedding material as well. I might need to put a little bit more peat moss in there. I didn't realize how many strips was in that bag. I truly didn't. You know what? Nah, we're gonna let this rock. We're gonna let this rock. Because the peat moss is cool for bedding, but I use my peat moss for other things. So I would give them some peat moss and then I would give them bedding and they have to go from there. So as you can see, this is what it looks like. Now what we'll do is take a couple handfuls of that finished compost and put them in here. And then I'm gonna wet it down. And then I'm gonna grab, I ain't gonna do nothing else. Normally I put worms in, see the worm? See, this is what worms do. If they don't like the environment, they leave. So if your worms are trying to leave your bin, it's because they're not happy with something. The moisture level, the food level, something ain't right for them if they trying to leave. That's just one thing I've learned. When you see them crawling out, fix something. Got something that needs to be adjusted. Let's get y'all turned back around. And let's get this thing finished up. So before I put the compost in there, we're gonna have to wet this down pretty good. And let's see if we got any water in this barrel. Now if I had to use chlorinated water in here, I would. I really wouldn't want to. It's gonna kill the little bacteria and stuff in there as well. But it's not gonna harm the worms, and the worms, that process, that bacteria and stuff comes out of their gut. So as long as they're alive and keep eating, they'll replenish. But if we cannot put chlorinated water in here, that'll be great. Seems like a lot of water, doesn't it? We'll stop right here. Give us a second. Because it still has to soak in. So it is a good bit of water. Might have been too much. We had to add more peat moss. Not a big deal. I doubt it very seriously because this peat moss is really thirsty. I got a feeling I'll be adding more water to it. I got my gloves wet. They already, they gonna stink now. I have to wash them. And it just seems like a ton of water I'm putting in there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I don't want to rush it, right? So I'm not going to put the worms in yet. Just know that once I get the moisture level right, the next thing is to grab a... No, I'm lying. Why? I keep thinking I'm really restarting a brand new bin. I ain't finna do nothing. Once I get the moisture right with this, I'm going to put that bin on top of the old bin, on top of the new bin. The worms will find their own way down in there. And I'm not, now that I think about it, and I'm going to put food. I'm going to put food in this new bin that I'm starting. Put the old bin on top of it and the worms will find their own way. I just need to make sure the moisture is right. If the moisture is right and the food is right, the worms will do everything else. They ain't gonna like it real dry. They gonna die if they try to come down here. Can't get out and it's too dry. They'll starve if it's not enough food. Because I said a worm eats his weight in food every day. So if the worm weighs, I don't know, 2 micrograms is how much he's eating every day in food. That don't sound like nothing, but once you start getting to like pounds of worms, 1,000 or so worms, yeah, it'll start to make a difference. You start realizing how much waste they can consume and convert back into fertilizer for you. I'm also trying to account for the moisture that the food is going to put in the bin, because there's no holes at the bottom of this thing, so I really don't want to get that messed up. But at the same time, it can't be too dry either. The worms really won't just make it. They'll live in an anaerobic environment. They really will. We don't like the anaerobic environment. The worm don't care. Because a lot of the worms live in this bottom bin, and there's no way for the water to leave in this bin. And it becomes anaerobic. It stinks if I don't constantly empty it. That's what I should have done, was put a spigot on the end of this thing to have an easier way to drain the water off, the liquid off, so I can mix it with some water and use it in the garden. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all see what this look like. I think this is gonna be good. Yeah. Still some dry spots, but still some wet spots. Yeah. I think this is a good start. Alright. Let me mix this dry and this wet. See what we get. I just feel rain fall on me. I feel some rain fall on me. Oh yeah. I think that's gonna be good. Getting a little use out of that surgically repaired arm. It ain't getting tired. Uh-oh. This ain't really heavy, so. Alright. I'm gonna show y'all what this look like. Let's get this off. We almost bit that glove off. Don't want that in my mouth. Let's not get it. Hey world. How y'all doing, world? Let's flip y'all around, world. This is what it looks like. Alright. Let it go. This is what they call field capacity. I can squeeze this and get a couple of drops of water out of it. Yeah, that's field capacity. That's good. Now what we're going to do is put y'all back right here. Flip the camera around for you guys. And we're going to look at my little bird legs. Thanks, mother. Can't blame her. I ain't working on it. Now we're going to add some food to this bottom bin, and then we're going to put the top bin on the bottom bin, and we're just going to wait. Over time, I mean, honestly, probably about 3 days, most of the worms in the top are going to be near the food. Only if they're hungry, though, so. In which they are, because they eat their weight in food every day. So imagine if you weighing 100 pounds, eating 100 pounds of food every day. And this is stuff that, this is stuff I think that went through the juicer, so it's already mush, which is great for the worms because they have to wait for the bacteria and stuff to turn it to mush. All right. I'm gonna let y'all see that before I kind of cover it. Let's see if we can get y'all turned around. Can I? It just looks like mush. I mean, that's all it is. It's been through a juicer. It extracted all the juice, left all the pulp. So we're just gonna put that in there, cover that a little bit. You know what? We're not even really gonna cover it. We're gonna let that make contact. I'm gonna let y'all see the bottom of this bin. Wait, can I do this like this? Let's put this like this. Yeah, we're gonna just lift this up. I'm gonna see. Oh, you have to look at it from the inside. That's cool. Oh, that did the trick. Let's let y'all see. See that? See that hardware cloth at the bottom? It's just silicone around the edge. The worms can still get in and out. I probably lost a lot of them to the ground, honestly. So we're gonna put that back like that, and we just gonna put that back up like that. Get back in here. Yep, so did. Y'all don't belong right there. My bad. I gotta get my worm. That's the whole point of it. Can't have escapees. This is too much. I should just let y'all go. I'm not gonna get all y'all anyway. It's raining. All right, the ones that's gone, they gone. All right, now what we'll do is spread this compost out, increase the surface area so it can dry better. And then we're gonna top it back up and put it back up under the shed because it's 50% chance of rain today if I didn't say that. So it's more than likely going to rain. And the opposite of what I want is for this to get wet. Got plenty of worms in it though. I like it. Cool. Now that that's done, let's get a better look at the garden, right, if we have time. We're gonna see what we're looking at time. I'm gonna put these back in there. I lost some worms to the grass. I'm gonna let them just stay. I see them, but I'm not finna go pick up them worms one by one. I'm not. Breathable lid. Lid so no water gets in. And the only reason I put this other one on top is because that shed leaks. It's not watertight. So water will end up dripping in here. I've had it happen before, and I don't want it to happen, so that's why I put this on top. No pushing that. I'm at the pool. Now let's see if I can push it. There. Hopefully I won't need them. What we looking like on time? Oh, it's about time to cut this thing, call this thing fair. All right, I'll tell you what though. We've looked at the garden up here. We'll walk out to the foot of the yard, see what the grapes and stuff looking like after I get another squeak of this. That's really good. All right. Quick little look. I really want to see what the ants are doing out here. I said I was going to treat the ants daily until they're gone. Putting 2 or 3 days in. Like, I have no clue how many eggs a queen ant lays in a day. So, I want to say it's in the hundreds, if not thousands. And so, understand how much she's replenishing the ranks in 2 days. Because I'm checking it every 3 days. I'm not going to stay on top of that, right? Oh, punk ass squirrel. I done seen you. Yep, that's what's eating my berries. I saw you just run over here from the grapes. Come on, cuz. You gonna die. I ain't never trapped no animals. Be the first. I wonder if it's illegal to trap animals in Mississippi. He just ran around to the other side of the tree. Like, he ain't run up that tree that fast. He just on the other side. He ain't stupid. But I did get some bird and pretty sure the squirrels is gonna chew through it. But we will see. Hey, grapes. How you doing, grapes? Here goes some more grapes. How you doing, grapes? Grapes. Scared to touch them. Okay, let's look at these ants. What these ants doing? They don't look like they're still here anymore. Don't look like they're here. It's kind of hard to say. This don't really look like they still here no more. Might be a few of them left. If anything comes up, I'm treating it again. Now let's get up in there and see. I might have won. And all that just gets dropped right back in that hole. Drop your nitrogen. Drop whatever you got. Give it to the grapes. The yard guy don't weed eat up here. I ain't complaining. Stop hitting my damn grapes. Hey, I got some bird in for y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it today. We're prepping for the Canton Flea Market, but we will see. These are not little young blackberries. They're just weeds. Let's put y'all down up in here. You go back up here. All right, now I gotta focus. I'm gonna come out here and top these. I'm gonna bring a tape measure so I make sure I'm getting over 5 feet. I'm gonna top these because once I cut the tops off of them, it's gonna start growing lateral branches, and that's just giving me more area for flowers to form next year, so I can get more fruit. Kind of like this one. See how this one grew? It grew up and then it grew lateral branches once I cut the top off, and these are the lateral branches. That one do the same thing. So I'll top it off at 5 feet, and where every leaf come out, there's a branch. Those are the lateral branches. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Soldier DNA. Alright. Let's see. I ain't even finna look for no strawberries. You know, it's gonna be annoying taking that cover on and off for these strawberries. But at least I'll be able to eat stuff like this and not just, you know, watch someone else eat my stuff. Don't worry. Oh, snap. Oh, I got two of them. See, that's my thing. I'm trying to outpace the bird. I figure if I plant enough strawberries, they ain't gonna be able to eat them all. Now, that's just bad from sitting on the ground. That is too. Damn it. I gotta get some straw. I got straw. I need to use the straw to put out here on what? The strawberries. Because, you know, slugs and stuff like that still eat living plant material. And so they'll still eat the berries and leaves and stuff when they touch the ground. Alright, okay. Let me stop this. I can't stop. Won't stop. Special. Every time I see a berry I can get, I don't believe it. That one will be ready in a couple days, it looks like. But these strawberries really hadn't been that hard to grow. I will say, growing them from bare root cuttings, it was different. It just gave me a little dry crown with some roots on it. I was like, yeah, this supposed to work. Now some of them did. We also had some sequoia strawberries. Those crowns didn't take. But the alpine berries, Ozark Beauty. The Ozark Beauties did. And so now once they start running again, we'll pop off those runners so we can propagate even more strawberries. By the end of the summer, I hope to have about 50 to 80 strawberries planted around here somewhere. Like, I'm trying to outpace these birds, cuz. Look at them on the fence. Anyway, let me get up off this thing. Beautiful day. I'm glad everybody showed up. Y'all know how this goes, right? Create more than you consume, and you don't have to suck at this because I do. Y'all have a good one, all right? Peace.